Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to today's live session with Albert. It's Albert here. So over here we keep it simple as possible. We keep it simple as possible. We don't bring any complications in here. We try to keep it as simple as possible in this trading session. So we'll crack on and then see what comes up, what the market brings us today. What the market brings us today. So what I use for my trading is the 20 moving average, the 200 moving average, which is the red line, and the 50 EMA, exponential moving average. These are the things that I use, including the charts. These are the tools that I use, keeping it simple as possible. Keeping it simple as possible. Let me know if you can hear me. Sound test. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. You can pop it in the chat. Okay, so on my chart here is I have here US 30, which I am currently in a trade on this particular pair. I am currently on the trade in this particular pair. So we'll see how it goes. Can you pop it in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, please? Okay, so let me just go over where I got into this trade here. Let me go over where I got into this trade here. If you can hear me, please put yes in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear, put yes in the chat. Okay, so what we do here is the blue line is the 20 moving average. The blue line, as you see, is the 20 moving average. So if price, which is this purple and green candle, is below the moving average, is below the 20 moving average, we trade going downwards. We trade going downwards. So if it's below, all our entries is down. Our entries is for a sell, or I'll use purple to be consistent. Our entries are for a sell. So, but currently I am in a buy trade now. So as price came all the way down here, which happens to be in the wide states, price is in the wide states. If we look at the distance from the blue line to where price got to, it's in the wide state compared to when price was near the 20 moving average here. And then again, if we look at in relation to the 200 moving average to the 20 moving average, there's a wide space here as well. So after this space, we have dual space here. Let me delete this off. We have dual space here. So we have dual space here. That's space 1. And then space 2 is the distance from the 20 moving average to where price got to. So this is space 2. So once you have these two, the next thing you aim to look out for is price breaking above the 20 moving average. Breaking above the 20 moving average. Then once you can notice how price was held up above the 20 moving average and then shot up. All this, as you see in this drop zone where price dropped below the 20, it's all within the range. The 20 moving average, it's not just this skinny line we see here. It is an area, or it's a zone. So where it's pulled back to, it's all in the zone of the 20 moving average. So once you see things like this, you look out for an entry to the upside. So that's why I got into this trade. That is why I got into this trade, even though it was in below the 200 moving average. So this I made a video on this on my YouTube channel, teaching you how to pick bottoms in the market. Pick bottoms in the market. So this is a typical example of that video. So currently my position is in profit, so I've just moved my stop loss above my entry, making the trade a risk-free trade. Great. So let's look at what we can find to trade here. Welcome everybody. Welcome Lisa. Good morning. Good morning Lisa. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. How was your weekend? I believe you had a wonderful time during the weekend. Yeah. So guys, as I said, we keep it simple, very simple here. We don't want any complications. I know trading is simple but not easy, so we don't want to add any complications or any complexity from our own part to it, as it's already a hard thing to tackle. But very simple. Simple in the sense that this strategy we are using here, if price goes below the 20 moving average, we trade downwards. If it goes above the 20 moving average, we trade going up. As simple as that. As simple as that. And you can use this strategy on any symbol at all that you are interested in trading in the market. So currently the US 30 pushed up to the 200 moving average. It kind of it looks like it's making lower lows, and then over here it pushed up to equal this move that it's made previously. So we'll just wait and see, because price is currently above the moving average and it's come back to a narrow state, so we'll look out for a perfect entry somewhere here. Price is in the narrow state, so we'll look out for a perfect entry. With this strategy, which is a one-time strategy, a one-time frame strategy. So if you are on the currently I'm on the 2 minutes time frame, I don't really need to be switching to check on a different time frame. All that I'm looking for is, if price is below the moving average, I'm trading downwards. If price is above the moving average, I'm trading upwards. So if you catch me checking on the time frame, a higher time frame, all that I want to ascertain is what is the higher time frame doing. If it's in upward trend, then all my trades I will seek to have buy positions rather than going for a sell. So if I quickly check on this, so if we look at this, the US 30 has been in an upward trend, so currently it's on a hold at this level between these key levels, the 38550 level and the 38750 level. So price is currently holding at this level. So once it breaks out of here, then we'll target the next key level, which will be somewhere up here. Yeah, so the next key level is the 38950 level. That is the next key level, that if it continues going up, that's our next target. That is our next target. So as we can see, this is the 1 hour time frame. Price is above, from here price is above the moving average. It's above the 200 simple moving average and above the 20 moving average, but currently it dropped below the 20 moving average and the 50 EMA. Yes, because it is in a trading range. So in a trading range, these kind of things happens a lot. So when you see this, you just have to identify which state of the market it is in. So as we have learnt before, we move from a narrow state to a wide state. Then from wide state, we come back to a narrow state. Then from the narrow state again, we push on to the wide. Yeah. So that is how we do it. That is how we do it here. So for you to get things right, you always must identify which states of the markets you are in on the pair that you want to trade on. On the pair that you want to trade on. So over here, when you go back to the 2 minute time frame, when we go back to the 2 minutes time frame, we can see that price was in the narrow state from here, price was in the narrow state from here, where price, the blue line, the yellow line, the red line, they were all close together, and then it went into a wide state at this level. Wide states. So from the wide states, it moves back to the narrow states. So from here, if the trend is this trend, downward trend we have here, is still aiming to continue, which we are not sure of it yet until it breaks below the moving average and gives us some indication, then we go with it to the downside. If not, it's currently above the 20 moving average and it's just gone above the 200. So there could be that price is a turnaround in price. The direction, as we can see, this is the 4-hour time frame. You can see the clear upward move. So this was a pullback to the 200 moving average. So at this point, at this high, whenever we are trading, we don't take buys from here. Even though it's an upward trend, we don't take buy from the wide states. We only take a buy, or we only go long when price come near to the 20 moving average. So these areas where price is near the 20 moving average, that's where we look out for entries, buy entries, when price is near, as we can see here. Even though it's pulled below the 20 moving average, yes, it's still in the zone, because as I said, the 20 moving average is not just this skinny line, it's a zone, it's an area. So for instance, here we can see that it pulled back in between the 50 moving average, 50 SMA, sorry, the 50 exponential moving average and the 20 simple moving average. So over here you can look for entries going up. So with that said, this morning my entry on this pair is somewhere here, which I'm anticipating a push up to these previous highs or beyond to the next key level. So I'm currently in this trade, waiting to see what will happen. Waiting to see what will happen. So as I said, no matter how appealing the markets will appeal to us, our main job is, after we enter the trade, our next job as traders is to cut our losses. So you identify your maximum loss per trade at each point in time, and then you place your stop loss there. So if in case price does not do what you are expecting it to do, or what your anticipation is, and it goes the opposite direction, it takes you out of the trade with that risk that you first of all accepted. It takes you out with that amount that you accepted before you enter the trade. So when you do this, when you do it this way, you'll be in this game for a long time. You'll be in it for a long time, rather than you allowing it to go against you and the loss runs into hundreds of pounds, which you could have avoided that kind of loss by keeping your stop loss very tight and small within your maximum loss per trade. So we need to take some of these things very seriously. Other than that, we stand the risk of blowing accounts from one account to another, which we don't want that. That's why we keep it simple here. If the reason why you enter the trade is no longer valid, you get out of the trade. You get out of the trade. You cut the losses. You cut the losses. And once it's going in your direction, you look out to add onto your winning trades. Whenever price pulls near to the 20 moving average, and then you have a chance, you look out for a setup, and then you jump into it again. Yeah. Okay, let's jump out of the 4-hour, go back to the 20 to see what's happening there. Before that, let me clean this off. Let me clean this drawings off. So as traders, upon all our analysis that we do, you don't really know what exactly is going to happen on whatever position you have taken. That is why you need to keep your stop losses in place to take you out of the trade should in case something else comes up. Should in case something else comes up. 2 minutes. Okay. So over here we have price above the 20 moving average, and it is in a narrow state. It is in the area where we call it picture of power. Picture of power, the narrow state. So from here, if it wants to continue going up as we have identified on the higher time frame, it will shoot up from here. So as it is now, I'm tempted. It's just taking out this last purple candle. So I'm just looking out for the time. Yeah, it's almost closing, so I'm going to take a buy entry here. I know it might pull back because it's kind of consolidating there, but yeah, it's kind of consolidating there. But if looking at the way price is heading towards the 20 moving the 200 moving average, I'm okay to take the risk. So my stop loss is right here. As I said, with all this analysis, I don't really know what is going to happen, but with what we have identified in regards to what price always does, it moves from one zone or one key level to another. So currently our anticipation is that it's going to continue going up as it has been, to move to the next key level then. But if that doesn't happen, we have our stop loss there to protect us. We have our stop loss in place to protect us. So all we have to do is to wait and see. Wait and see. So there are only two things. There are only, I would say, three things in the market. From this point, either price goes up or price comes down. So what we do is to look for high probability trades. We look out for high probability trades. So we know price is already in an upward trend. So this is a pullback where if it wants to continue going to the upward side, it could start from here, or it could pull back. This is what could happen. From this level, price could pull back to this low, and then boom, off it goes. Off it goes. Or from where we are, as price has already been making higher highs, this could also happen. From here, it could just shoot shoot up to the next key level, which we are targeting. So these are the various scenarios we have here. So let's quickly look at what NAS is doing. NAS. Okay. Again, so this is NAS, and as we can see, NAS was in this upward trend, pushing up, and then it began to pull back. As we also talked about what the state of the market is, we talk about the state of the markets. So the price moves from one state to another. So it's moved from this narrow state where we have a picture of power. Look at what's just happened. So this happened this morning around 7, which I missed it. I was really fuming, but that is it. If you're not at your decks, you can miss out on some of these beautiful opportunities. So price was below the 20 moving average at the time, and it pushed up above the 20 moving average. So the same opportunity which I took on the US 30, we can see here the same thing happened here. So price was below the 20 moving average. It pushed up above the 20 moving average and got held above it. So over here, as price took out the last purple candle, you could have gotten into this trade. And if you missed this one, this one came up. So when this last purple candle was taken out, you could have gotten into this trade here. I just want to draw here your stop loss there. So once you are in this trade, look at the rest is history. Let me pick up this. Once you are in this trade, the rest is history. You went all the way up here. Just imagine what amount of money this could have made you. So at this, so just keep your eye on this here as we are kind of expecting an upward move. So this price from this narrow state, it moved to a wide state, then came back to this narrow state. So the narrow state, we expect price continuing the upward trend. So if we get any better setup here for the upside, we'll jump into it. So as I was saying before, the blue line is not just this skinny line, it is an area. So if price drop below 8, it still holds as price being above the moving average. It still holds as price being above the moving average. Yeah. So over here, as we can see these tail bars created, that's one of our events we look out for. So when you see this tail bar and price taken out, the last purple candle here was taken out by the green candle, you are good to go. You can wait for 1 minute 30 seconds, you enter on this particular bar, or you could do a confirmation entry on the next candle that pops up. A confirmation entry on the next candle that pops up. So that is what we are looking at. That is what we are. So currently NAS is in the narrow states. So there's two things that could happen from here. Either it pops going up or it pushed going down. And whichever way, we will take advantage of it. We will take advantage of it. So now we can see price is below the moving average as it was moving from the wide state to the narrow state. So once we get a change in direction here, as price moves above the 20 moving average, we have a high chance of it going to the next key level. But currently it is below the it is below the 20 moving average. So if you're looking out for a position here, it is near, when it comes near to the 20, that's where we go in for a sell or a buy. As simple as that. So once price is at this high, you don't buy from here. You only buy when price is near the 20 moving average. It's near the 20 moving average. So as it goes into the Y state, you don't continue to buy. You see, from this Y state, it began selling. So you only take positions near the 20 moving average. You only take positions near the 20 moving average, going up or coming down. Going up or coming down. Yeah. Going up or coming down. So guys, that is how we do it. It looks like NAS is on its way down. Let's look at the higher time frame again and see, have a broader picture or broader look of things. Sorry for these lines scattering on my charts. It's just the key levels that I've placed them on the charts. So I believe you can see through it. So this is where NAS is currently at the key level 17,950. So from here, our next target, we anticipate it could go. So 17,950, the next target we could anticipate price to go there is the 18,150 key level. 18,150 key level. key level. So from here, okay, this is not supposed to be there. Alright, so this is where price is at currently. So from here, this is the next key level we anticipate it's going. Then from there, if it continues its upward move, the next target is 18,350. So as I said, price moves from one zone to another, from one zone to another. So that is what we look out for. So as we can see, price is, after this morning, this is the move, the green candle we see here. That's this morning's move, which it took out the last purple candle. So this is I think it's a pullback to just at as we can see, the last purple candle here was taken out on the 1 hour time frame. Oh, sorry, on the 4 hour time frame. So this looks to be a pullback, as it happens that it is in a Y state on the 2 minutes. So it has to be a pullback to the narrow state before it shoots up again. Before it shoots up again. So as you can see, this you can actually, but if you are just a beginner trader, I will prefer you to just follow the trend. But if you have more experience, you can actually take advantage of price as it moves above, price move above the moving average or falls below the moving average. But if you don't have that much experience, just focus on taking the going with the trend. Going with the trend as it goes up, you just flow with it. So in the Y state, we take our profit. As price pulls back to the moving average, as price moves back near to the moving average, we take our positions, then we take our profit in the Y state, take positions in the narrow state where price pulls back to the 20 moving average and is ready to push up again. Yeah, so that is how we do it. That is how we do it. If you have any question, if you have anything you want us to look at, you can pop it in the chat. Let's have a wonderful beginning of the week. Today is Monday, and I believe those who started trading in the morning, you have already made some money, just as I did. Just as I did, and then we will continue it from here. Let's look at US 30, what it's doing. Whether we are in profit or still in the minus. Oh, what happened here? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Looks like we got kicked out from this entry. We got kicked out. I wasn't looking at it. So, as we can see, our entry was somewhere here, and price pulled back, but it doesn't really matter anyway, since whatever stop loss you have there was within your maximum loss per trade. So the best thing we could have done was to re-enter here. Should have re-entered as the price took out this this candle. So what we will have to do is to just wait to see if we'll get a close up as price pulls back near the 20 moving average, and then we can take a position from there. But my stop loss was a bit was close, so it just kicked me out and took off, as we can see. Yep, bam bam. It happens, and that is not the end of the world. It happens, and then you re-enter, and then you make it back even more. You re-enter and you make it more, make it back. So once I know that stop loss is within my permanent, maximum loss per trade, per this particular trade, I wasn't moved, or I'm not moved whenever I'm kicked out of a trade, because I've already accepted the risk of getting into that particular trade before getting into it. I might look at, let's see what happens here, because we have this happens to be an area. We have this tail bar forming here, and the last green candle is taken out. So let's see what happens if we have a purple candle taken out by a green candle. As price pulls back to the 20 moving average, we can get in and then ride it to the top. Ride it to the top. So you don't need to force trade. You don't need to force entry. So if there's no better setup there, you don't need to force it. There are millions and lots of opportunities you can look out for. You can look out for. currently at our initial scenario that we built around this pair, that we said one, either it moves straight from here up, or it can pop down to this low then continue. So at the moment it looks like it's going for the first scenario. So if I was on this chart, I would have re-entered here as the green candle took out the last purple candle here. I would have re-entered here. So now, as it is now, what I'm looking for is a price coming near the 20 moving average and then giving me an event there. So once I get an event from there, then I take advantage of it. So currently we are in the narrow states, which is a very powerful area to get a position from. So this is the narrow state we are in. Very powerful area to get a position from, either going up or coming down. So currently looks like it's pulling back a bit. So if we get a setup, if we get an event here, we will jump into it again. So guys, it's always important to keep this game simple. Always important to keep it simple, because you don't want to complicate things at all. By putting so many indicators on the chart to the point that you can't even see price action. So this is purely price action that we are on here about. So we keep it as simple as we can. And as I said, we keep it simple and we do it with understanding. So this over here, as the blue line crossed above the yellow line, here. So when that happened, in your mind, what you look out for is price to pull back to the moving averages. If it's going to continue going up, you expect price to pull back to the moving average. So once it pulls back to the moving average, you take a position going up. So you do this with understanding. Over here again, the moving average crossed over. So the moment it crossed over, the blue line crossed over below the yellow line. So the moment this happens, you expect a pullback of price to the moving average, and then from here you look out for a setup. So from here, as it pulled back to the moving average, then you could have gotten into this trade as the purple took out the last green candle. It took out the low of the last green candle. So this is where you could have taken a position to ride it down. So from here, it went all the way down here. So something is cooking here, guys. Something is cooking here. As I said earlier on, we are still in the zone or the area of the 20 moving average, even though we can see it's below. Yeah, we're still in the area. I can also see this power bear candle pushing from here below the 20 moving average. So I'm also looking at that. So if things change, if we do get a good setup from here onwards, with this here, I will preferably wait for up to get a position above here. So as it is now, I think what time is left with 43 seconds. Yeah, I'll just take a trade from here. I'll go in again. I'll go in again. I will go in again and then see what happens. I will go in again and see what happens. So doing this, if you put in the right lot size based on your account size, this the risks that you accept and put in, it shouldn't be something that will make you sweat or be very nervous, because you are working within your plan. So you trade your plan, you plan your trades, and you trade your plan. So if it's within your plan, you can go ahead and then take it. So let's see what this will come up with. So aside all this that we're trying to get a position here, the next safe thing you could do is you just box in. It looks like price is in a range here, a small range here. So you can just box it in like this. So the moment price gets out of this box, it gets out of this box, push up, and then come back for a test, and then it's going, you can jump in. So let me take this off, and then we're building another scenario. So price is here. So once it gets out of the box and then get out of the box, pull back to this area which it was testing, and then off it goes. So this is one scenario. So when it pulls back and then it gives us an event here at this area, that's where we get into it to ride it up. The other option is this price could pop below here, come back for a retest of the lows, and then push downwards. So but currently our high probability is on the upside, but as I said, you don't really know what will happen. So you play it as it brings itself. So whichever way you want to play it, you can wait to get an entry from here. Entry from here once it gives you an event there to the upside, or if this happens, you get an entry here once it gives you an event to the downside. Because we know it's in an uptrend on the higher time frame, we want to be going with the trend, with the uptrend. So this is where we have a high probability. Our anticipation is the up one, but if that doesn't happen, we follow the next one. We follow the next scenario. If you have any question, you can pop it in the chats and then we look at it together. Guys, as I said, this is very simple strategy and it's very powerful. It's very powerful. You know, one of us was trading during the weekend on crypto, made $22,000 using this simple but powerful strategy. Was trading on crypto, BTC, Bitcoin, made $22,000 just using this simple but powerful strategy. So I urge you to just give it your full attention and then use it, and then you will know what I'm talking about yourself. You will know what I'm talking about yourself. Let's look at NAS. What is NAS doing? So as we can see, NAS pulled back to the narrow near the 20 moving average and then try to push further down again. So over here, what we are looking out is if it doesn't break below this area, if price doesn't break below this area and then hold at this point and cross above it, then we have an option to take a trade going up. We have an option to take a trade going up, but what could happen is price could come back or even push below, because the next key level here is 17,950. So there's a possibility that price could push below to this key level area before pushing up. Before pushing up. Yeah, so that is the trajectory that we are looking out for. Let's see if there's any news, any news item that could spark up things. So today is the 12th of Feb. So the next news item is 2:20. Then after that we have 6 p.m. That's British news, British pound. That's a red flag at 6 p.m. So those who will be trading any British pound pair, you should be careful around this time, 6 p.m. because this could cause an up move or down move, whichever comes. You could also look at it. If it's favorable, take advantage of it. If it's favorable, take advantage of it. Good afternoon, Lindy. Good afternoon, Melissa. Good afternoon, Lisa. You are all welcome. You are all welcome. If you have any symbol you want us to have a look at, you can put it in the chat and we will have a look at it together. We'll have a look at it together. So as we can see what is happening here, price pushed almost to near to this low, and then it's pushing up again. So it's now taking out this tail bar, tail bar events that happened here. So the green candle has taken out this candle. So I will just hold on a bit to see what happens after this candle. If I see any events after this, as price gets above the 20 moving average, I'll go in for it. I'll go in for it. As we all know, it was in a wide state and then pulled back to a narrow state. So there is a high probability that it will go up to continue where it was coming from, where it is coming from. So price has closed above the 20 moving average. It's still a bit near to it, so we will still wait a little bit to see what comes out of it. So over here, if it's something that it's going to go up, we expect price to be held up by the 20 moving average and not just wick through it again. So currently it's kind of pushing down on it. So as I said, as a trader, all you have to do is sit and wait and pounce when everything is ready, or strike when everything is ready, falling in place as you planned it to be. So if it's not in the way that you planned out to be, it's better you let go of the trade than to force the trade, force entry, and then you get caught up. Yeah, so as we can see, price is kind of pulling back to where it got to, and as I said before, there's a chance of it coming all the way to this level before pushing up. So we see how it plays out. So currently on US 30, as we can see, it's also still within this boxed area. Pushed up, come down, pushed up, still within this zone. So as we build these two scenarios, whichever one comes in play, we'll take advantage of it. Whichever one comes in play, we'll take advantage of it and ride with it. So now it's past 1, so maybe before when the US market opens, we'll see some crazy moves here. But let's see before then if you can have some moves either to the upside or downside, whichever way. You can take advantage of it. So I said with reference to my YouTube video I made about picking bottoms, I got into this trade here around this area earlier on. So I'm currently in profit. I've made pushed my stop loss above my entry, so it's currently in a risk-free trade. So all that is happening here, because my entries are a distance away from here, I'm just leaving it to see what will happen. And anyway, I have my stop loss below here, so if it decide not to push up as I expect it, I will either close it manually or my stop loss will do the job for me. One thing with US 30 is it might be looking like it's not doing anything. When it's ready to move, you will see how it will fly through. Like now, we can see we are in profit now. Once it's ready to move to its direction, it moves with some power. It moves with some power. Yeah. So it looks like it's now pushing to the upside. Currently in profit in our earlier entry. So I entered this entry earlier on. I said if you're not comfortable with this one, you can either wait as price breaks above this shaded area and then come back for a test around these highs, and once it gives you a setup here, then you can join it to go. That is if that happens. If that does not happen and continues going that up, that means you would have missed the trade. You would have missed the trade. So guys, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. And let's make money together. Let's make some money. We do the same thing over and over again. We repeat the same process over and over again. Over and over again. Yeah. Okay, let's look at NAS. Let's see what NAS is doing. Okay, this is looking very appetizing, very juicy. So over here, we could, yeah, as price took out here, I'll go in straight away. I'll just enter now. Yeah, the spread gave me all the way up here. So NAS is giving us an entry. I'm in now. Let me put my stop loss. Should be somewhere here. Yep. So we are in NAS now. We are in NAS now. So you can see how it's worked out. It formed this W, and then from there it's pushing to the upside. So from, as we said, from the narrow state to the wide state, then from the wide state to narrow state, and the narrow state back to the wide state as it continues making higher highs. So that's exactly what we are seeing here. That's exactly what we are seeing here. Thank you, Melissa, for drawing my attention. I was just focusing on the US 30, not knowing NAS was also cooking something very sweet, very appetizing. Yeah. So as we can see, price is now above the 20 moving average, and it's now gone above the 200 and the 50 as well. So we anticipate some moves here. Let's look at the next level that we aim to catch. So we are at 950. So currently this area happens to be around 950. Where is 950? Okay, so 950. Oh, 950 is way below here. So the next level we look out for is 18100. 18100. Let's put it. So US 30 is moving beautifully at the moment. I'm looking at it on my other screen. Where are you? Let's put the next level. 18. So it's kind of way up there. If I go on the 15 minutes, it will be much closer, I think. So our next area of concern is where price got to before. So let's put our 18100 there before then we come back to look at this. $18,150 looks to be. I think we might have a level there. Yeah, we have a level there already. So this is so from the 950, the next level is 18,150. So as I said, this is the next area of concern as price makes its way up. It might hold up here a little bit before shooting up, if at all it still want to go up, but this is what is in the plan. This is what's in the plan since it moves from one level to the next level. So that is it. Let me change this color to maybe where is black? Okay, so this is our next area of concern on the NAS. So we'll wait and see what happens. Let's go back to 2 minutes. We wait and see what happens. So depending on your broker, where I entered the trade, I was expecting to have my position somewhere here, but because of the spread, it gave me right to the top here. So depending on your broker, maybe at the time your spread was a bit smaller than what I have, so you would have gotten into the trade somewhere here. But nevertheless, we aim for this. So if it has to get here, it will still pass beyond our entry level. So now it's beyond our entry level now, so we hope to hit this first target. Then if it keeps on moving upward, we'll go to the next one. So guys, if you can see, the scenario will build up way before all this thing happened. As simple as that. We built this scenario way before this started, and this is exactly what is playing out. This is exactly what is playing out. Even though sometimes you build such a beautiful scenario, but yet you could get kicked out, because sometimes, like, depending on how quick or fast this moves to maybe our target before the US market opens. If the US market opened, it could be a very fast movement, which we want to hit our target before then. But if not, if it moves above our entry, we'll just put our stop loss above our entry to break even. Then we just wait. So in that case, if the market opens and then we are still in the trade, no matter what happens, we'll still be fine. We'll be in a risk-free trade, so we'll be fine. So looking at US 30, it pushed up to this high and then kind of pulling back a bit. Pulling back. Let me take this off. Oops. That is US 30 for you. You can do one thing quickly and then take it all again. So yeah, if I was here early, I would have probably put the stop loss above here as it got to this high. But nevertheless, what I am thinking is it break above this area of resistance. So price is coming back to test it as a floor. So just as we planned this, we said if price goes higher to this level, it pulls back to test this area, we look for a setup to go high. Yeah, that is if that happens. If we have a setup here, we will enter to go higher, unless it's just want to drop to the lows, which we'll find a setup to ride with it downwards. So as I said, it looks like it's in its testing phase, where it broke above this area of resistance. So it was a resistance area, but once it breaks above it, it now becomes an area of support. So it's now more or less testing this area as support. If oops, that was a deep dive. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Because we could have prevented this drawdown here if I only been on this chart to move my stop loss above my entry. Because I was on the NAS, I couldn't see this happening. It looks like we're going to be hit in a minute. If it doesn't turn around from there, we could be kicked out of the trade. But nevertheless, if we get kicked out as we have been kicked out, we could look for another one. So guys, you just have to keep your eyes on your trade. Once it gives you profits, move your stop loss above your entry. Because I was busy on the NAS, I couldn't do that. So keep your eyes on the trade. Keep your eyes on the trade. So we'll see what happens. We see what happens. So looks like the 200 is kind of holding price at the moment. Let's see what happens next. If it will give us an event from here on, then we'll take advantage of it. So as I said, if you really don't want to get into it in this area, all you do is you wait as it gets finish whatever it's doing, and then if it's going up, you check into it, or if it breaks below here, you come back for a retest, you get into it there from there as well. So we are basically trading based on what price action is telling us. What price action is telling us. That's the main direction of this pair. Currently, it's an upward trend. That is why we want to flow or move with the flow. We want to move with the flow. So the flow is on the upside. So we want to move with the flow. So currently it kind of push up, pull back, push up, pull back. So we'll see. Let's see. NAS. Yeah, so NAS also pulled back a bit, and it's now heading back up. Heading back up as well. So I'm just yeah, so let's see what happens in these trades we have taken. So guys, basically we just follow the same process. We follow the same process over and over again. But in a situation where price is doing this, it's looking like a bit messy. Looking like a bit messy at the moment, but our focus is on what the overall price is doing. like US 30 kind of pulled back quite a bit. It's kind of pushing down quite a lot. So looking at the way it is, we will only take advantage or want to change the plan if this pulls back to here to give us an entry, but it looks like the power to the downside is much more powerful. It's powerful. Okay, so now it's playing out nicely. Now it's playing out nicely. It's a pullback. It's a pullback. Alright, so we just sit and wait and see what happens on these trades. Wait and see. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. Okay, we'll have a look at gold as well to see what's on there. We'll have a look at gold. So guys, I think what's happening here is a pullback, and then it's still, price is still above the moving average anyway. So I think it's a pullback, but we still don't know exactly what will happen in this. So we just keep our eye on it and see how we can take advantage of it. So we've got taking out on there. Alright, here we go on gold. So I just want to have a broader view of where gold is, and that way we can know which or what we are doing. Okay, so currently gold is, as we can see, the 4-hour time frame, it's kind of moving sideways. But if all we have to do is on the 2 minutes, look out for where it is, then we take advantage of it where it is, and then we take advantage of it, because it looks like just a while ago it made this move from here. As it got above the 20 moving average, it made this move, and then it's coming back to the 20. So if it's going to push any further, we look out for a setup above the moving average to this previous high, at least to this previous high, at least. Yeah. So that is what we have there. So now it's moved near to the 20 moving average, which also we have the 200 moving average right here. So if price sets off here to the upside, we have a very good advantage. So with these same buyers who came here, if they are still in the market, the likelihood of pushing it further high. Likelihood of pushing it further high. So at this point in time, I think I could possibly take a position on here. What's this? So looking at it, price is just taking out this last purple candle. and it's surging off the 200. So I think there's a high probability of it going further up. There's a high probability of it going further up. I don't know why this is not showing up. Yeah, let me get gold on my other screen. Gold. 2 minutes. I don't know what's happening. I've entered a trade on the gold here, but it looks like it's not showing up here. Okay guys, so let's go back to see what's happening on the other side. On the other side, yeah, so the pullback is quite on both NAS and US 30, and I suppose it's on the SPS as well. So currently price is below the moving average. So if we're looking to get into it, it will be when price come near to the 20 moving average, then we'll play it downward. Or we'll see. Now 1:30. 1:30. It's always nice to have a nice move, but if you have the market choppy like this is very choppy. Looking at it as we see, it's very choppy. So it's always nice to have it when it's getting into moves like this, moves like that. Moves like that, but where we are now, it's looking very choppy. So probably by the time the market opens, we should have probably some market move. When the market opens, then after that we should have some nice moves, because currently it's looking very choppy, as we can see. Which we don't like it that way. So yeah, so we like moves like this. As price move above, then we have good moves like this. That is what we want, not this kind of choppy markets. Not this kind of choppy markets. And the thing is, before it moves into this smooth move, it has to come from here. So let's just see what happens. Okay. So looking at the way it's looking now, the downside looks more appealing, but nevertheless we will see. Let me check out this. So we can see price is currently below the moving average. So it's a time that we just ignore these green candles unless it breaks above the blue moving average. Then we'll. But now, as it's below, what we look out for is price pulling back to the moving average, the blue moving average, and if it gives us an event there, then we play it going down. So that is what we have here. Okay, if you have a question, if you have another pair you want us to have a look at it, you can pop it in the chat, then we will see how we can digest it together. So currently on the this is US 30. We'll just wait and see, because this is the 4-hour time frame. Price is below the moving average, but again it's still in between the 50 moving average and the 20, so still within the range. So we'll see what happens from here onwards. We'll see. Just be patient and see how the market plays out, because other than that we'll get caught up over and over again. We get caught up over and over again. So we have about 16 minutes to 2 o'clock. Let's see what, because on the calendar there's not much news. Okay, 2:20 is yellow flag. So we see how the impact it will have on the market. see how it will affect the movement. If we get some good moves from here, we can take advantage of. So as we're talking about the box, so price broke out of the box. It broke out of the box. So if we get a pull back near somewhere here, and we could take advantage of it. So on here, it looks like it gave a spring setup where price just moved to the upside and then turn around to move to the actual direction it wants to go. So this is what we have here. So looks like the second scenario we built here is the one playing out, but you know it might be too early, so we just wait and see what will happen. What will happen? So I'm looking at what is happening here. It looks like we are more of the downside based on our scenarios we built earlier on. It looks like the downside is more of what is happening here. But just hold on to see what's the price is likely to do here. We just hold on to see. Just a moment, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Alright, what do we have here? So with what is happening here, I would say just let's hold on to see to get a much better view of things, because as we can see, price on the, let's go on the 1 hour. Yeah, this whole area happens to be an area of consolidation, so we'll see what happens from here. We wait for market opens. Once market opens in this, that will give us much more clearer as price gets out of this area, if at all that will happen. If it gets out of this area, then we are good to follow it where it's going, because currently this is the 1 hour. It's holding below the moving average and hasn't gone up yet, so we'll see. Let's look at NASA. So as we have it here, NASA has come all the way back to the key level. So we'll see what happens from here. It's come all the way back to the key level, which we're kind of expecting it earlier on from this time, but it pushed up and then now it's at the key level. So we'll see we'll just wait to see what will happen from here. So for me, if things look much better, if it doesn't break below here, I think it will do something like this. If it doesn't break below here, I think it will move from here to the next key level. This is 5 kilo 950. So if it doesn't break from here, that means we are heading back to the next high that we could have. So this is the previous high that it got to. So if it doesn't break from here, we could be aiming for the next one, so currently using the trading range strategy, it's just been rejected from this level, heading towards up. So price has just taken out this last purple candle. So hopefully it's push up above and then continue to the upside. Continues to the upside on NAS. Looking at the way it is, looks like the key level here has held price up. So if it's able to cross above 20 moving average and then makes its way up, and yeah, so the actual entry for me, looking at where it's coming from, I've taken a position on here on my other screen, looking at what is coming, where it's coming from. So I'm taking the position based off the fact that it's coming off the key level. It's coming off the key level. So we'll see what comes out of it. So guys, some of these things do happen, and when it happens, your only protection is your stop loss. That's why I always keep telling us to use stop loss whenever we put in our position, because we truly don't know what will happen. We can do all our analysis as much as we can, but if we do our analysis as much as we can, and upon all that, we still have to put in our stop loss because we don't really know what's going to happen next. So our only protection is our stop loss to protect us from the trade. So if the same way, if it works out from where we entered, then we are good to go. We take the profit and then we move on to the next trade. If it doesn't work out, our stop loss is there to protect us. We go on to the next one. So you being in a trade that does not work out, doesn't mean you did things right. You just follow the process, and if you follow the process and then it doesn't work out, that's why I say it's still a good trade. You look for the next one, you do the same, go through the same process, and then you move on. Because at the end of the day, your wins will always overtake those losses that you incur, so long as you did things in the right manner, so long as you played it according to your plan, that you don't let your losing trades become so huge, you will be fine. you'll be fine. Yeah, so it looks like price is just pulled back to that area again. So we'll see what's we have here. It looks, yeah. Hi Esther, welcome on board. Okay. Come on. Yeah. So as we can see, currently price is being held above the key level. So if we have some more confirmations, we can maybe take advantage of it. If not, we do it as it comes. We do it as it comes. So it looks like it did a retest. So let's see what happens from here onwards. If we're going to have some push up to the upside, or it will going to continue going down. But again and again, all we have to do is keep following the process. Keep following the process. So as I said, and I've said it again and again, that if you take 10 trades, at least you will get 7 or 8 correct, and the remaining 3 will be drawdowns. If you have that, then the winners will going to overtake your drawdowns. So, and we cannot take out drawdowns from trading. It's part and parcel of it. Either you accept it or you leave it. It's part of it. You can't eliminate drawdowns. We cannot eliminate drawdowns. That is how we try to manage it, by keeping our stop loss to that tight. So in case it doesn't go well, we are safe with that stop loss that we put in to protect our accounts. Then when we get a very good run, we make all those drawdowns back. So this is what is called trading. Trading. This is not investment. This is trading. So we always look out for the trades that has got the high probability. The high probability trades. So never let yourself down, never let some drawdowns put you down. It will come, manage it well, and then you move on from there. Manage it well, move on from there. So looks like this key area has been respected. Looking at the way things are looking, the key area has been respected. So we go in for it. And then if it gives us a very good run, we enjoy it. If it gives us a good run, we enjoy it. If not, we have our stop loss there to protect us. So it's past 2 o'clock now. So we have about 23 minutes to market open, where we normally will have some crazy moves up and down. Then it will pick its direction to move. So in the same vein, US 30, let's look at US 30. As I said, we should wait to see what happens. It broke above the moving average, and now it's just playing in between the 20 moving average and the 200 moving average. So we still would want it, if it's going to go up, we want it to push up above here, and then we can take advantage and see where we can ride it to. That is if it's going up. If not, it can drop below the 20 moving average again. Okay, back on NAS. Back to NAS. Anyone has any question? Any question anyone has got? So guys, I believe this is giving us some experience of what could happen in the markets, and apart from days that you continuously win after win, win after win, there might be at times that um, you fall into choppy markets like this where things are not that running smoothly as it does sometimes. So if you have any situation where you think you don't have the right state of mind to continue, you just close, turn off your computer, take a walk, have some fresh air, and then you come back to have a different view of things rather than you sitting there and continuously um, doing the same thing and then going to the same direction. But if you just give yourself some break and then you come back, you have a different view of things, and then you, by which time you would have been a little bit refreshed, and then you take it again and again and again. So on NAS we are being held here at this area of resistance. Price is being held there, so not until it breaks above and goes further there is a chance of it coming back to this area to test it again. If it's able to break it, then the downside begins. The downside begins. Okay, let's quickly look at NZD-JPY. Okay, so NAS is heading downwards now. It's heading downwards at the moment. So yeah, would have played this downwards as we're looking at it, but it's just before market open. It's pulling back again. It's pulling back again. Okay, let's look at NZD-JPY. Okay, so this is New Zealand Japanese yen. So as we can see, price coming from the low here, push above the 20 moving average, and we can also see that it came from the narrow state to the wide state, came back to the narrow state. So from here, it's in the price is above the moving average. So what we look out to see, just to have a broader view of things, we are in an uptrend. So this was a pullback, and currently, if you look at this, it is in a wide state. So I wouldn't consider buying on here. So what I would consider doing is selling. We are in a wide, very wide state. So as price is below here, we consider selling. So if price come near the 20 moving average, we would consider selling this, maybe to close to the 200 moving average. That is, you only get yourself involved in that when it comes, you get a sell setup. When the last green candle is taken out by purple, that is when you look at selling. Okay. Alright, I believe that makes it clear. So even on the 2 minutes, this is the 200 moving average, and this is where price is at now. So it is in the Y states. You can't sell from this point. It's moved from here all the way up there, and where it is, it's gone past. It's in the Y states. So I will consider, if it drops below here, to continue the downward trend, or for where it is, I wouldn't take in a buy. I would have been happy to buy from here to where it is. So we take our profit at the Y state, but where it is now it's too far off. If I want to buy this, then it has to come near the 20 moving average. Then I will consider taking a buy, but where it is now. Okay, what's happening here? Let's see what's happening here. Let's see what is happening here. So price kind of broke below the key level. It's not just a line, it's a zone. So we'll wait and see what happens from here, because it's still below the 20 moving average. It's still below the 20 moving average. So and again, if we look at this time frame, the 1 hour time frame, which gives us a broader view of what now is. If we look at it, it's also in the white state, where it could drop back to the narrow state. So us looking for a buy setup here, I think might be a bit risky. Where we are. So as we can see, it's moved from this narrow state to this wide state. So looking for buys here might be a little bit risky, but again, it's in an upward trend. So sometimes price just come near to the moving average and then shoot up again, just as it did here. If we're here and then we're expecting price to move all the way down to the red moving average, would have been waiting for eternity. But as it came close to the moving average, that's where it shot up again. So there's a high probability that could happen again, and that is where that's our standpoint, where we're looking at taking the buys. So currently, if you go back to our trading time frame, it's still below the moving average. So we'll consider, once it gets above the moving average and then the space gives us a setup, that's where we'll get involved into it. Involve in it, not involve into it. Yeah, we get involved in it. So yeah, sometimes you just have to sit and relax, have some nice music going on, and then relax and see if things plays out the way you're falls in the plan of your trading. Then you take advantage of it. So currently, as on the higher time frame, there's a possibility that price will begin to sell from there. So if it tends to push further down, which I'm not ready to take any trade now until the market opens, and then maybe 20 or 30 minutes after, by which time the market will have more or less settled, to have to see where it wants to go. Then we follow it. But just before markets open, that's 6 minutes to market opens. So even if we are not still live, we are not still on the live session, just monitor it and see if it's up. You look for a setup, and then you look for an event near the 20 moving average, and then you join it to ride with it. So mostly, either as on these sessions, either we find some good setups and then we make money together, or we learn from some of these things happening, so that on your own, next time when you are on your own trading, you can pick out some of these experiences and then know how best to approach it. Know how best to approach it, rather than it being completely new to you and not having any idea to handle it. So sometimes it just pays to wait. I believe all of us on the Telegram group, we've put in our votes in terms of the voting thing I put on there, to vote to see which is the important thing to make you a profitable trader. So if you haven't done so, please do so. We'll look at it another time so that it will all help us to build a very solid foundation. A very solid foundation. So it looks like with what I'm seeing on NAS, I think it's got a high probability of it going much higher. It got a high probability of it going much higher. There it goes, pulling back again. Pulling back again. So with all these wicks left out here, that's why I'm saying it's got a high probability of it's pushing up further. But even at that, we're not 100% into it. We can't be 100% correct. So we'll see. Let's price push above the 20 moving average and then close, and we'll see from there what we can do with that. So that's market open. That's market open time. Things going haywire. Things going haywire. So Alright, so we can see what's happening here. During the market open, it's pushing downwards, from the wide states. Price is pushing downwards from the wide states. Yeah, so we've done roughly 2 hours 30 minutes already. So from here, I believe from here, because normally when this happens, price turns around and then goes to the opposite side. So I believe from here it's going to shoot up. That is what most of the time it happens when the market's open. It first of all goes to a direction that is not intending to go, then turns around and then begins to go where it wants to go. So that could happen here because already it's pushed back into that area we were before. So if this happens with this power already showing, we could go far to those levels we're talking about. Could go far to those levels we're talking about. So yeah, as we can see, it's traveling with speed. It's traveling with speed up, making giant strides. So guys, with all the, I just got into this trade as I saw how things were playing out. So as you can see, with all the drawdowns that we're going through, just this one trade is almost cleared everything. Yes, cleared everything, is in profit now. So that's what we're talking about. You being patient and then doing things. So all along we're expecting this upward move, but it was a bit choppy, moving up and down. So at least when the market opened, pushed down to this low and then now firing up. It's now firing up. So we hope to get to higher levels from here if it doesn't turn around. We hope to get some higher levels from here if it doesn't turn around. So sometimes just sitting and waiting might be painful. You might think you are wasting your time, but sometimes it just pays to wait. It just pays to wait. That's why I said don't worry about your managed risks. If you are playing within your risks, the accepted risks, you should be fine. You should be fine once you get a very good move. You should be fine. So price is currently holding at the 200 moving average level. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. Currently in break even. So we'll see how it plays out. You can see the way it's working out here. If it doesn't push up past this level, then there's a chance of it turning around from there as well to come back for a retest before continuing. So it looks like it's pulling back after touching the 200 moving average, which already taking me out of the position. Okay guys, I think okay, let's look at US 30. I think we've just been looking at NAS. Whoa, so US 30 also, we missed out on that. So after all this choppiness, you see it's followed our plan of going up after this choppiness. That's why I was saying we should just wait and see what happens next. So after all this choppiness, pushing down, and it's on its way up. On its way up. Yeah, sometimes I don't like trading, and not that sometimes I don't like trading during the market open. As if, for instance, how NAS was playing out this time round, it just pushed down once and then turned round. At times to just be doing this at the same place over and over again, which kind of puts me off. So with this push up, which I took some profit out of it anyway. So if you have it much better this way than it staying at one place and then just going up and down like this, it's a bit annoying, and it's better you stay away from it than to get in and get. It looks like that's what it's doing now. It went up and it's coming down again. So the best thing for me, I stay away from it. Yeah, when you are in it, you could make some quick in and out profits, but in the same way, if you're not careful, you can be in trouble like that. So just be careful. If you want to trade in it, just be careful. So alright guys, I think we've done over 2 hours, almost 3 hours now. With all the lessons learned today, I believe you will cement it down and see what you can, how best you can use it to push from where you are now to the next level of trading. Yeah, as I said, sometimes you have to go through the rough times, and then when the nice moments come, you can take advantage of it. So don't be wary. Just do things as you have to do it, and don't be wary. You'll be fine. With that said, I'll see you on the other side, at the top. Bye everyone, and have a wonderful day and wonderful week. Goodbye. Thank you all for being on here with me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you everyone.